Okay, so I've been diagnosed with breast cancer. Now what? Um, Full of anxiety, fear is definitely in the equation. Um, just the fear of the unknown. Not so much, oh, I think I'm gonna die immediately. It's just the fear of what's going to happen. How am I going to deal with my treatment plan? How am I going to be feeling over these next few days, these next few weeks, these next few months? Um, it has really left me with a lot of anxiety, and I'm not sure how to deal with it. I was confident that, I would do these vlogs every day and update everyone on my how I'm feeling on a daily basis, but um I just really haven't been there yet. I honestly haven't. I'm not sitting around depressed, but I'm very tired more often than not. I just don't have a lot of energy to get up and go. And I am really going to work on changing my mindset. I think now that I do have an actual treatment plan for my treatment, that I will be able to press through, get my workout routines back in order. That really brings me joy, and I haven't been able to do that because of my mindset. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so one thing I definitely want to mention is when a friend, family member, coworker tells you or shares the news that they have been newly diagnosed with breast cancer, please don't offer, well, at least you caught it early. Now, I am have been diagnosed with stage 1 breast cancer, and yes, it is in the early stages. However, that's not a comfort to the person that has been diagnosed with breast cancer. Trust me. And I know there's no malice in your heart if that is what you're offering someone, but it's not any comfort because the process that you have to go through, it's not going to be a quick fix, no matter how early the diagnosis is. So just my individual treatment plan, I have been diagnosed again with stage 1, grade 3 ductal carcinoma, triple negative breast cancer. And everyone, even if they have the exact same diagnosis as me, may have a different treatment plan. I have one mass that is 1.7 centimeters. I actually just had an MRI and it's 1.6 centimeters right now, which I really am contributing to drinking my soursop tea and eating a healthier diet. Anyway, everyone has a different treatment plan, but again, the treatment plan is not a quick fix. Although I am stage 1, I have years ahead of me to battle this disease. So, just for example, my current treatment plan, and I'm saying current because things can change, but I'm going tomorrow, May 24th, April 24th, 2023, to have my port inserted to begin chemotherapy. And the port is inserted in your chest so that the nurses can go directly to your blood to get, they won't have to keep doing IV. And the amount of chemo and the strength of the medicine that I'm receiving, it would really damage my veins. So I need a port inserted in my chest to have that done. So I'm having that done tomorrow. I'm supposed to be scheduled for chemotherapy on April 26th, but it hasn't been quite scheduled yet. And let me just go back again. Again, I may be all over the place. I'm not a professional. I am trying to share my story, but again, I have a lot of anxiety and I'm doing the best I can. So bear with me. Um, so when I saw the first step when you're diagnosed, they have you see a surgical oncologist. And I don't know why that is. I probably should have asked, but I think you should see the medical oncologist first, because I saw the surgical oncologist. She looked at all my reports, my pathology report, my MRI. Excuse me, I didn't have MRI at the time. The ultrasound, the mammogram, the biopsy results, etc. And she gave me two options. I could either have a lumpectomy or a mastectomy. Okay, so if I select a lumpectomy for my treatment plan, I would still need radiology. And if I get the radiology plus the lumpectomy, there's still a small possibility that they didn't grab enough of the area when they did the lumpectomy and would again need to go back into surgery. So that's option number one. You still need the radiology after the lumpectomy because there still may be some minute micro cells that have cancer in there. So that's their way of trying to kill any cancer cells that they didn't get during surgery. Or you can get a mastectomy. I only have cancer in my right breast, but I can elect to have a mastectomy either on my right breast only or a double mastectomy, both breasts. And you also still have options if you select a mastectomy, whether it be one or both breasts. You can either go flat after the mastectomy, do reconstruction for the mastectomy. You can get breast implants during the reconstruction, or you can use your own tissue, which is a deep flap reconstruction process. And they use your own tissue. That's from your stomach, your thighs, your back. They use different areas of your body to do the reconstruction. So those are all of your options that you have, and your surgeon does work with you to make the best decision that you can for those options. And you have time to make those decisions. Now, even with those surgeries, I still need chemotherapy. Now, that's why I was saying I think you should see the medical oncologist first, because once I saw the surgical oncologist, I had to see the medical oncologist, who recommended that I get chemotherapy prior to any surgery. That's the lumpectomy or mastectomy. I need chemotherapy first. Now, the reason is the chemotherapy may reduce the size of the mass prior to surgery, and then I can make a more informed decision if the mass goes down drastically. It may be a very small lumpectomy that I need, or I could still decide to get a mastectomy. But they try to reduce the cancer as much as they can with the chemo prior to surgery. So when I say telling someone, well, at least you caught it early, is not a comfort, this is why. Let me share my timeline. So I will need to receive 8 rounds of chemo and I'm getting chemotherapy and infusion every 2 weeks, which that will be a total of 4 months just for the chemotherapy. A total of 4 months whenever I start. I'm due to start next week, but I'm not for certain because I'm not on the schedule yet. But that will take 4 weeks to receive my chemotherapy. And then I will need the surgery, whether it be the lumpectomy or mastectomy. And if I'm following along correctly, my doctor informed me that would be an additional at least 2 months after the chemotherapy before they schedule surgery. Okay, if you guys are following along correctly, that takes us up to 6 months. When I start the chemotherapy, mind you, it's already been about a month or so since my mammogram, and I found out I had breast cancer. So that takes us 6 months. Then when I'm scheduled for surgery, and I personally have decided to get a double mastectomy with reconstruction. So what happens is I get the double mastectomy, and I need to get tissue expanders inserted after the surgery, which then need to stay in my breast for 4 to 7 months. I'll go into detail about the tissue expanders later, or you can just look it up online because I don't want this video to be too long. So I've decided to get the double mastectomy. Okay, so when I get my surgery, I have to keep the tissue expanders in 4 to 7 months. It is all dependent. And I can still decide whether I want the implants or the deep flap surgery. But that's 4 to 7 months before I can go back in for the surgery. And so that's 10 months to 13 months, about a year's time for the surgery. And as you can imagine, with those surgeries, it's very draining on your body physically, your mental space, etc. So 4 to 6 months pass. We're up to a year. I need to go back in, decide, do I want the implants or do I want the reconstruction with my own tissue? Okay, so I know many people may be thinking, okay, it may be a long length of time, but at least you have a high survival rate. That's true. But look at the quality of life. Look at what a toll it would take on your mental health, your work, your family life, your recreational life. I am married. We're empty nesters. And, I feel so terrible for my husband for the things that are in store. Even though I'm going through this process, I'm so worried about that. I know he doesn't want to see me struggling. He doesn't want to see me in pain. He doesn't want to see me vomiting and tired and all of the side effects that come with chemotherapy. So keep that in mind, guys, and keep husbands in prayer too. And he's very supportive. My husband is very, very supportive. I greatly appreciate that. However, it's going to take a toll on his mental health as well. He'll have to deal with that, his wife going through this trauma, going through these treatments. And to be honest, I really don't want him to be there for every appointment and having to listen to that with the doctors and things like that. It's not that I don't care. I'm being selfish. I just can only imagine hearing these things that your wife is going to have to deal with is a little rough. It's a little tough. So I share with him as much as possible, but I don't want him to have to live it in real time, plus try to comfort me and care for me, if that makes sense. I honestly don't want people going to appointments with me and things like that, because I don't want to have to end up comforting my friends and family. When you're hearing certain things, I know I personally, tears just start strolling down my face, and I don't want to have to be in a position where I'm trying to comfort you when I'm the person that's going through this ordeal. So that's the main reason. Like I told my kids, hey, don't come right now. You can come when I have surgery. Let me work through this and things like that. So yeah, again, I'm just gonna go back to, don't tell someone, well, at least you caught it early, because that is not comfort. And again, I know my friends and family had no malice on their heart. The people that did say that to the people that did say that to me, and I wasn't upset, I wasn't bothered or anything. It's just not a comfort. So if I had one bit of advice how to deal with someone, a friend, family member, or coworker, when they tell you that they have been diagnosed with breast cancer, please don't offer that statement. I know for me personally, it's a little hard to hear, because I get it. I know where the sentiment is, but it's not a comfort. Secondly, allow the person that told you about their diagnosis to share as much as they want. Don't make them go down the timeline of what happened, what's the symptoms, unless they offer that to you, because as you can imagine, it's pretty rough mentally. And honestly, that's why I'm trying to vlog, so that I can share information that I may have missed telling one person and not the next. Because if you have a certain number of family and friends, you want to share all the information with everyone, but it's very taxing on your mental space to have to keep repeating and repeating the same story over and over and over. And I don't want any of my family members or friends to think they are any less important than the next person, but it just becomes very tiresome to repeat, hey, this is going on, this is going on, this is going on, and sharing that story, reliving that stories, saying it out loud again and again. So I did create a website on Caring Bridge, and anyone that's dealing with the illness, this is a great website to share information. So to my family members and friends, co-workers, everyone that I love, I do wholeheartedly love you and I respect you. However, I just don't have the mental space right now. I'm trying my best to keep it together, for my children, for my husband, for my sister, for my aunts, keep it together so that, they don't hear me crying. And believe me, there's a many times throughout the day that I just go in the corner and I cry. But when I'm talking to you guys, I don't want to break down and cry. I don't want you to have to comfort me. I don't want to have to comfort you. And not that I'm embarrassed to cry, but I try to smile while I'm talking so that I can get through the story and get through what I have to share, without breaking down. So please respect that from me. Please. This disease flourishes on sugar and stress. So I'm trying to limit as much of that as possible in my life so that I can be healthy through my treatment plan, as healthy as possible. Because if you guys really research chemotherapy and the drugs that are involved, there are some terrible toxic drugs that have to enter your body to try to kill the cancer cells. But just keep in mind, those drugs can't just pick the cancer cells out. It's killing healthy cells and cancer cells. So I have to keep myself as healthy as I can, mentally and physically, and nutrition, all of those things. So help me out by not pushing yourself on me. Okay, so I probably I'm talking like I'm slurring or something because it's like after midnight already. Again, I have to have surgery to have my port inserted tomorrow morning, but I just wanted to at least start making a video. And I'm going to try to make a video every day just to keep like a video diary of my journey. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my words together. A video diary of my journey. I'll take you guys along as much as I possibly can. For me, this is very helpful to me to try to document my journey, and I will, even if it's for 5 minutes, try to say something every single day, no matter if I'm feeling great or I'm feeling a little down, I'm feeling sick, whatever it is. And you guys hold me to it and make sure you're writing me and encouraging me. Thank you all, anyone that is following my journey, my family, my friends, or if you have just happened to cross my page, please be sure to subscribe. Click the notification bell so you'll know when I upload new videos, and comment below if you are dealing with your own breast cancer diagnosis or a family member. Let's encourage each other. Let's communicate. Let's have an open dialogue about this disease, and fuck cancer. Let's fight together.